One of the viewers noticed that I may not have cleaned the wax off the end of the brass tube after I made that little wax plug. You can actually see it here on the end. And he was right. I forgot. And after making a big deal about it in a previous episode. Anyway, I guess that means that either this end or this end is not adhering to the brass tube as well as it could. However, it's only about a 1/16 of an inch in, so I'm hoping it's not going to make any difference. The speed readout on my lathe says 1720 RPM right now. Now, I could probably go faster being as that I CA glued the end of those blanks, but this is probably fast enough. What I want to do now is get the camera out of the way so I can see to get in a little closer to the bushings without touching them. I've got the ends turned down pretty much the way I want them, just a little bit more to go, and I'll do that later. And I've sanded it down now with 220 grit sandpaper. I'm noticing that some of those knots, well, they're not loose, but they look like they could be loose, and I was debating, should I put a drop of CA glue on them to, stabilize them a little bit. But I'm going to trust that the wax is going to do that. We'll see what happens. As you can see, I'm doing 320 grit now. And after this I did 400, then 600, then 800, then 1000 grit. And this thing is silky smooth now. It's ready for the polish. That was the first application, and I gave it about 5 more. People often ask, what kind of wax do I use? Well, that's it. I know I've said this before, but the first application is the most noticeable one. Not a whole lot of difference between application number 1 and application number 6. I thought that was a scratch, but I think that's the way the wood grew. Now you may recall I indicated that I was going to turn these ends down just a little bit more. What I want to do is just round these sharp edges over, like right here. Not very much though, just a little bit. I think it'll look a little bit more pleasing. That was 400 grit sandpaper there. I could have used coarser, but I didn't want to accidentally take off too much. You can always take it off, but you can't put it back. I then ended up using 800 grit, and then I repolished everything. And as you can see, at least I hope you can see, that sharp edge has been relieved. Well, we're at the big moment. Got to decide which way it will look the best. Maybe that way. I'll give it a whirl here. I can honestly say I haven't tried this before, so I don't know if it's going to work. 10 press isn't necessary now. No, I think that's okay. I think that's pretty good. Turn it a little bit here. And we'll tighten it up good. Might have to put a little bit of CA glue on there to keep this from sliding around. I notice it's sliding around in the brass tube. That's not a very good design, actually. I'll fix that up. Well, I guess the next one is the ice cream scoop, and it should be a lot easier and a lot faster. It does not require a brass tube.